My name is Dr. Maxwell Oba, and today I'm excited to come your way on this goal setting masterclass. Today we're going to learn a lot about setting goals that inspire creativity and unlock productivity. But before I continue, I would like to welcome my guests from wherever you are joining me. So we are streaming on different platforms. We should be on YouTube. We should be on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram Live. Thank you. I've seen that one or two persons have joined me on Instagram. Thank you. Okay, so we should be on Facebook and LinkedIn and even Twitter. So welcome from wherever you are joining me. This is going to be an exciting session. Thank you for all the people that have joined me. Please go get your pen and your notes, because today we're going to unpack the secrets to setting goals and achieving them. So this is 2024, and we hope that we pray and we expect that this is going to be a great year for you as an individual and even for an organization. So thank you once again. I'm just waiting for the people to just put your comments. For those of them, if you are joining me from different platforms, okay, I've seen a comment from Facebook. If you are joining me from YouTube, just put your comment so that I also want to check my other pages on LinkedIn. So if you are joining me, just let me know so that we can get started this evening. We're not going to wait for a lot of people. We just give them 1-2 minutes and we're going to get started, because we have a lot to cover this evening, and we know that the time zones are different. So thank you. I've seen somebody from YouTube, so I can prove. Thank you from Abuja, and thank you Sunday, thank you Femi, thank you for all the people joining me. So let me say this. Thank you, Mary Helen. Thank you, madam. Thank you. So for all the people joining me today, today's session is on goal setting masterclass. I just want to confirm that you can see my slide. So if you are joining me from Facebook, thank you, Ijoma from Transcorp. Thank you. So if you can see my slide, just click yes. Those in Instagram, you might not be able to see my slide, but you'll hear the concept. So if you want to see the slide, you might need to just maybe go to Facebook or go to LinkedIn or go to YouTube at Dr. Maxwell Oba. Wow, all the way from United States. Thank you, my big madam. Thank you. So, okay, so you can see the slide. So today we are talking about goal setting masterclass. And the masterclass in this context is compressed. So normally what would have covered for maybe 4 to 6 hours, we're going to compress it and cover it in a maximum of 45 to 1 hour maximum. So we're going to be a bit fast, so take your notes. And the beauty of this is that you can always go back to YouTube or the other pages and watch the video. And feel free to share. So if you want to put your comments, you can just put your comments and we can move on. So let's get started this evening. So the thing I want to say here is that you can change any aspect of your life, any aspect, whether it's your health, your finances, your marital relationship. You can change any aspect of your life if you do 3 things, or if 3 pillars are in place. The first pillar is a pillar of desire. Desire says here you must want to change that. You cannot change anything that you're comfortable with. Never happens in life that anything that you're comfortable with, you cannot change. So dissatisfaction is the starting point for change. You must be angry, in quotes, with your present performance before you can change that. Then it is one thing for you to have desire and you really want to change it. The second is information. Information is knowing what to change and how to change it. And for a lot of people, there might not be desire. The problem is that they don't have the right information of what to change and how to change it. Today, I'm going to give you some information about how to set goals and accomplish goals. And the last part is discipline. Discipline simply says you need to do it. And today also we'll show you some little steps that you can take to build the muscles of discipline in order for you to effect the change that you want to change. Certain changes would happen in an instant. You will see dramatic results immediately. Some other changes might happen in 6 months or in 9 months. And that consistency for you to follow through is what separates winners from losers. So the three parts is desire, is information, and discipline. So what are we presenting today? I might not be able to ignite the fire of desire for you to want to maximize 2024. We've done that in the first 2 episodes. Today, I want to provide you with information about goal setting. For those that do not know me, my name is Dr. Maxwell Oba. I have a degree in leadership and strategy from London Business School. My latest book on strategy will be out next month. It's called the Winning Strategy Code, the blueprint for winning, or the complete guide for winning in today's business landscape. So all things strategy are encoded and embedded in that book, and everything about leadership is in my previous book, The Alphabet of Leadership. But this is not about me today. This is about you and about how to set and maximize great goals. Somebody asked me, would I talk about organizational goals? I said yes, but the focus for this is personal goals. So organizational goals are slightly different. It starts with corporate strategy. Where are we headed? But I want to talk more about individuals, because organizations are made up of individuals. And when you give them targets and goals, they need to learn the principles to accomplish them. And that's what I'm going to be addressing here today. So what are we going to cover? We'll talk about why people are lost. 2 reasons why people are lost. We'll define goals. We'll look at the benefits of goals. Then we'll look at how to set and achieve great goals. So let's go straight to why people are lost. The great physicist Albert Einstein, many years ago, he was traveling in a train from Pennsylvania, and the conductor came around to collect and punch tickets. Sometimes it happens, they will punch the tickets. And when they got to Einstein's turn, Einstein put his hand in the pocket and could not find the ticket. He put his hand in the second pocket. He couldn't find it. And in his coat, he couldn't find the ticket. And the conductor looked at him and said, we know you. You're the great physicist Albert Einstein. I'm sure you bought your ticket. And Einstein said, thank you very much. And the conductor continued and punching other people's ticket. As he wanted to move to the second car in the train, he saw that Albert Einstein was still looking for that ticket. And he was wondering, I've already told you that I know you, that I'm sure you bought your ticket. So the conductor came back and looked at Einstein and said to him, Dr. Einstein, why are you bothered about the ticket? I'm sure you bought a ticket. I know you. We all know you. You are the great Albert Einstein. So don't worry about the ticket. What Einstein has said to the conductor is instructive, because it will take us to the reasons why people are lost. Albert Einstein said to the conductor that I too know who I am. What I don't know is where I am going or where I am headed. What the conductor did not realize was that Albert Einstein wrote the address of where his destination on the back of the ticket. So if he can't find that ticket, it means that journey is wasted. And so Einstein said, I know who I am myself. What I don't know is where I am going. And this brings me to the first lesson here I want to talk about this evening, that there are only 2 reasons why people are lost in life. Only 2 reasons from this Einstein story. The first is that they don't know who they are, and that's an identity issue. The second is that they don't know where they are going. That's a direction issue. There are only 2 reasons. Today we see a lot of identity conflicts happening today in the world. People that are confused about who they are. And if you don't understand who you are, every other thing is secondary. But the second is where you are going. Now, this seminar, we cannot go into the context of who are you and all that, but we'll talk about where you are going, because that's the second reason why people are lost. I'd like to stop here at this point and say, hey, are you still with me? You understand? So the people on Instagram, the people on either Facebook or Twitter, are you still with me? Are you still following? Let me just be sure. Are you still with me? Sound, this is also a way of doing sound check. I just need a yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think I've gotten one yes. I just need one person to say thank you. Yes, thank you. So that's the 2 reasons why people are lost. So I want you to pause. Thank you. I want you to pause and imagine, as Einstein was looking for that ticket, maybe somebody by the side just looked at him when the conductor said, Dr. Einstein. I said, the great physicist. Wow, I'd like to know more about your theory of relativity. How did you come about that theory? And perhaps, I don't know at this time whether he had won the Nobel Prize. How did you come about that theory? Can you talk more to me? Can you explain more about the theory of relativity? E equals to mc squared. I'm sure you would agree with me that at that point, the last thing on Einstein's mind, Albert's mind, is to discuss his theory of relativity. In fact, the question of that man will be seen like a nuisance. You agree with me? Because at that time, he's looking for his ticket. This question of relativity and the rest, he's not interested in it. So I say here that his emotional state, what Albert Einstein will be experiencing at that particular time, will be frustration. You understand? Frustration that he cannot find the ticket. And I say here that there is a direct relationship between goal achievement and your emotional state. That if you are not accomplishing your goal, what is frustration? Frustration, simply defined, is a gap between your expectation and reality. So there's no goal congruence between your expectation and reality. That's what frustration is. You want something to happen in a particular way, and the thing is not happening in that way. That's frustration. And a lot of people have bottled frustration. So let's assume that Albert Einstein even flares up and shouts and screams at the man. You will think, oh, where is this coming from? There's something else, something that he has not accomplished. There's a gap between his goals and accomplishment that is bubbling over into relationships and the rest. So sometimes, a lot of times, people's emotional states can be traceable to the absence of accomplishing their goals. So when you see a frustrated man, a big part of that frustration, I'm not saying all of it, has to do with this misalignment between goals and accomplishment. Now let's flip the story around. Let's assume that in the process of searching, Einstein tells the other person that I've been looking for my ticket because I wrote the destination, and the guy helps Albert Einstein to find the ticket, and they eventually found the ticket. Can I ask you, when Albert Einstein finds that ticket, what emotions would he experience? Anybody? What emotions would he experience if he finds the ticket now, that ticket that has the destination of where he's going? What emotions would he experience? Let's make this as interactive as possible. Anybody, what emotions? So let me see, anybody who is listening to me, you understand, from Facebook, on Instagram. Okay, satisfaction. Thank you, Daniel. Let's see, do I have anybody here on LinkedIn? Satisfaction. And okay, let me see so that I can see if there are comments on LinkedIn. Okay, relief, excitement. Thank you, Ndobisi. Joy, thank you. Thank you, Joma. Thank you. So we see that Einstein would experience certain emotions, and I agree with everything that you've said here. So what I have here is just is the same concept of fulfillment. So everything you said is correct. So you see that fulfillment, notice here that he had not gotten to his destination yet. Now, this is also something that is closely related to the progress principle, that as you make progress in life, there's a sense of fulfillment and excitement, and that sense of fulfillment and excitement generates energy for you to continue in that right direction. So you see that fulfillment is not only in the outcomes, but also in the pursuit. Just the fact that you know that you're on the right track gives you joy. You've not hit your target yet, but you can see that you're making progress. It's like a woman or somebody who wants to lose weight. You've not hit that target yet, but you've lost 1 kg, you've lost 2 kg. That excitement that I am on the right track keeps us going. And that's what a lot of people need, the fuel to keep you going, that you're on the right track. So you see the emotional state is closely related to goal achievement, goal pursuit. Are we on the right track? So that's the first thing I want to cover here this evening. The 2 reasons why people are lost: they don't know who they are, which is an identity issue, or they don't know where they are going, which is a directional issue. And this evening, thank you, somebody would enjoy on Instagram. This evening, the focus, like I said, is where we're going. So the second part of this presentation now is So what exactly are goals? Now that we know that the reason why people are lost is because of this, how do we define goals? So we'll define goals, we'll talk about the benefits of goals, and we'll end with how to set goals. So let's talk about the definition of goals. Now, somebody will start by saying goals are future destinations. Yes, but a more technical definition that I would like to give is that goals are clear, desirable future states with concrete timelines that you are committed to attaining. And each of these statements is instructive by the time we talk about setting goals, and why each of these statements first is clear. So goals cannot be ambiguous, cannot be wishy-washy. It should be clear. You understand? Goals, it should be clear. You should know exactly what you want to accomplish. Clarity precedes creation. Every time you want to talk about creation, it starts with clarity. I think it was Stephen Covey said that says everything is created twice. Clarity first in the mind, then it translates into the physical. Same thing if you want to build a house. You have clarity first, then you go to the field and you begin to translate it. So the starting point is that goals must be clear. The second point is that it must be desirable. There's no need setting a goal that is not meaningful or important to you, or because somebody says my goal this year is to read 100 books. You want to set that same goal to read 100 books. Is that what you want at this particular point in time? Is that what you need at this particular point in time? So desirable says that your goals should be meaningful to you because of your values, because of where you are, because of the relevance to your future at this particular point in time. Now, future state says that goals are not about our experiences. So 2023 might have been a tough year, yes, and we'll talk about it as we move on. But goals are about the future, about hoping that the future will not be an extension of the past. So that's future state. So we are creating something in the future different from what it is right now. But it says another part of goals is that it must have concrete timelines. So they will tell you that a goal without timeline is simply a dream or a wish. It must have concrete timelines. When do you want to accomplish this goal? But the final part for me is what differentiates goals is you are committed to attaining those things or committed to accomplishing them. So a goal that you are not committed to is not a goal, it's a wish. Commitment says whatever it will take for me to accomplish this goal, I am willing and I will do everything within my power to ensure that these goals are accomplished. And the reason for that is because it is meaningful to you. The reason for that is because it is clear, and we'll talk about it. But see, commitment is one of the reasons I know that you have a goal. So you can't say you have a goal, for example, to lose weight, and you are not disciplined with the food you eat, going to the gym, exercising. You can't say you have a goal to grow your deposit, for example, and you are not disciplined with the things that you need to do to call your customers and all that in order to grow your deposit. You can't say that you have a goal for something, and I don't see the commitment towards it. The true test of a goal is the commitment that you make towards the accomplishment of that goal. So I don't see a goal by what you say, you understand? I see a goal by the things that you do. Yes, you can write it down. The beauty of writing it down is part of clarity. But if writing it down doesn't translate to actions, then that is still not a goal, because a goal must stimulate action in order for you to say that you have a goal. And the truth of this committed also is that the action is not a one-off action. Now, and that's the problem with New Year resolutions. People wake up and say, I'm going to do this. They start January. By January 3rd, they have given up. That a goal is something 6 months down the line, I'm still working on this particular stuff because I know the importance and the value of that thing to me. I don't know. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Am I communicating? Hello? Am I communicating? So let me see. Are you following me? Just by show of hand, either yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I've seen 2 people. I've seen 3 people. So that's That's enough for me. Thank you. On Instagram, is there anybody you understand? Are you following on Instagram? So let's move on to the third part. Thank you, Saint Kolawale. Thank you. So that's what a goal is. There's a part of a goal that is committed. That commitment means that you follow through until you get to the end. Only when you get to that point when you can say it is finished, that's when you know that truly you have a goal, the commitment to follow through to the end. So I say here that a goal without the burning desire and commitment to achieve it is simply a wish. And they tell us that if wishes were horses, even beggars would ride. So a lot of people want to accomplish greatness, but they are not willing to pay the price. That's the commitment part. And remember I said at the beginning that you can change any area of your life that you want to change if you have three things: desire, information, and discipline. That discipline is the commitment part, the commitment to follow through. So we know what goals are. The next aspect of this presentation is, so what are the benefits of goals? I think anybody can write the benefit of goals, but for time's sake, let me just tell you this statement and captures the benefits of goals. I say that goals provide direction bets focus creates discipline, and discipline unlocks energy. And energy, we've talked about energy last week, will do anything that can be done on the earth. So let's look at direction. Goals direct your life. And if you check the word direction, it is a compound word, direct and ion. So goals are like the umpire of a man's life. It directs your life. It channels your life in the right path. But can I also say this, that you can actually have a negative goal? So those days when we did in secondary school, so you have direct and ion. And in secondary school, we have been told that an ion is an electrically charged particle. So you can have a positive ion, you can have a negative ion. So what do I mean? So you can actually have a negative goal. Some people's goal, revenge, for example, is a goal, but it's a negative goal. And once you set that as a goal, that goal begins to direct your life, all the energy, all the creativity. You begin to see the different ways you can punish the person back because you've set the goal for revenge. In the same way, when you set the goal to increase deposit, you set the goal to have a wonderful relationship in your marriage, you set the goal to be in good shape, you find out that goal will begin to die, like the umpire, like the steering will begin to steer your life towards the opportunities that would happen for you to make sure that goal comes to pass. You can call this the law of attraction. The goal directs your life, and you just find out that you're at the right place at the right time, and things begins to happen. But first and foremost, it was because you set a goal. That goal that directs your life, that direction gives focus. Because right now you say you want to grow your business. Right now you say you want to be a multi-million-dollar company. Everything here, you begin to think in that direction, and the discipline to follow through will be birthed by that goal. At the end of the day, you see the result. This encapsulates everything: direction, motivation, energy that goals bring. So I like one quote that I would like to say here, and I say that people are not lazy; they just have lazy goals. So the reason why you think that the word laziness is simply a lack of energy, and we saw in the previous slide that goals give birth to energy. In fact, if you check the first two letters in the word goal, is G-O, and G-O is go, is kinesthetic energy, movement, and all that. So the reason why people do not have energy, and you say, why don't they have energy? It's simply because their goals are not big enough. Because if you have the goals that is big enough, like when JFK says that before the decade is out, America should commit itself to sending a man to the moon and bringing that man back, I can tell you that for the next 7-8 years, the energy in NASA will be off the roof, because everybody is thinking about how do we accomplish this goal. Same thing from a corporate standpoint. You set a big goal, the corporate goal, you cascade it to the department, from the department to the individual and the rest. And when people grasp the magnitude of that goal, it unlocks energy by itself. So let me say this here. I say that goals are nature's alarm bells to wake up from the slumber of mediocrity. A lot of us are sleeping through life. Someday we'll do a series titled Fully Alive. a lot of us are sleeping through life. We have the capacity, the ability to accomplish greatness, but we have not challenged ourselves towards it. So it takes a stretching goal. It takes a goal that is bigger, a breakthrough goal, whatever you want to call it, to unlock that energy and wake you up. So I see a goal by the fact that it wakes you up early in the morning or keeps you late at night, thinking and working on it in order for you to accomplish it. So this is why you need a goal. If you want to unlock energy that is stored within you, you need a goal to wake up from the slumber of mediocrity. So a lot of people are sleepwalking. You understand? You know what sleepwalking is. You can see movement, but they are not conscious. Now it takes a goal to wake you out from sleepwalking and take control of your life in order for you to accomplish something that is great and amazing. So at this point, this is the first part. So we've done 24 minutes. Remember, I said that this is a masterclass, and in the masterclass, I'm compressing a lot so that we can cover it within 45 and maximum 1 hour. So what we would have done in 2 or 3 sessions, that's why it's a masterclass. I'm putting it together as one. So this is some of the reasons why you need a goal. Let me ask anybody, is there anything else you would like to add to the things that I have added? So I can just read it. Anybody wants to, any other benefit that I've not touched? Unlocking energy, giving direction, motivation, discipline, focus, any other thing you want to add? Anybody, either from any of the platforms. So any of the platform, any other thing you want to add before I now go into the next part I want to go into is, so how do we set goals? Hello, can you people still hear me? Can you people still hear me? Hello, can you people still hear me? I just want to do, thank you. I just want to be sure. When you are doing this, you need to, thank you. Yes, I can see it. Thank you, both on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Not Twitter, YouTube. I can see that, okay, people are following me. So let's go. X. Oh, thank you. Somebody joined from Twitter. I can see that. Fantastic. So the next part now is, now we know why people are lost. We know the 2 reasons why people are lost. We know what goals are: clear, desirable future states with concrete timelines that you're committed to attaining. We know what the benefits of goals are. What we want to do now is, so, okay, having said all this, what do I need to do to set great goals? I'll give you like 10, 11 steps. So what I need you to do is take a pen, and just take notes. Or if possible, go back again to this recording, play it again and take notes, because it will be on the different platforms and you can use that. So I want to go back to, I want to use a framework, and the framework is GSM. This is a goal setting masterclass. So even the name is GSM, goal setting masterclass. So I want to also use GSM to tell you the 3 pillars of setting great goals. The pillar number 1, G, is about the goals. And so I'll cover what that pillar number 1 represents. There are like 6 principles under pillar number 1, maybe 2 or 3 under pillar number 2, and the rest as we move on in this setting great goals. So let's go to pillar number 1. So we go back again to the story we told about Albert Einstein and looking for a ticket. I don't know where I'm going and all that. So those days before the advent of the GPS, when somebody is going to a particular place, let's say a friend is coming to your house and the friend calls and says, I am lost. The first question you will ask your friend is, okay, stop. Where are you? That's the first question you will ask, because you see, I need to start from where you are to direct you to where you need to be. So that's the first question. So where are you right now? Can you show me any landmark? To tell me, can you see any landmark, or can you ask anybody so that I can direct you from where you are? And there's a principle of life about that. So the first thing in goal setting is to clarify the where are you question. That's the first question humanity was asked. Where are you? And it's a question that everybody needs to ask. It's a question an organization needs to ask. There's no need setting goals for 2024 without understanding. So where are we right now? The beginning of 2024, which is, in summary, is saying, what have you achieved so far? So in this where are you, what we say to people is that you need to perform a diagnostic of your current successes and failures in the different aspects of your life. So because this is a personal class, for other people, I just want to be sure, am I still online? Am I still online? I just want to be sure that my internet has not gone off. Okay, thank you. I've gotten confirmation that I'm still online. So an organization can take it in different places and look at where are you in from different, maybe operations, where are you from marketing, where are you from the different dimensions. So what you need, this template, you just customize it for your organization. Thank you for all the people that have responded. Thank you. So the question here is that you need to ask yourself, so financial, occupational has to do with your career, your family, you understand your health, your relationships, intellectual, which is, do you want to get a master's and all that, everything, emotional, where are you, spiritual, you can add every dimension. Now, the first thing here is to find out on a score of 1 to 10, how would you rate each of the dimensions in your life? So where are you in terms of your health? Are you, or you can just make it easy, better than expected, doing great, okay, not so great. So you can just divide it that way. Better than expected means that, wow, I didn't expect the successes I've achieved so far. I'm doing great, you understand? So I'm doing okay. I like where I am, but it's not better than expected. I'm not doing so great, but it's still manageable. Then no, this is a serious situation. You know why it's important? Because see what happens to a lot of people. When I go to number 2, you'll see this. Sometimes we set goals in the wrong area. You set goals in the wrong area. But let me not go there first. And I said the next thing here is that as you do that, you need to say, so why are you doing better than expected in certain areas? And in some areas, you are not doing so great. And there's nobody here. Take, for example, your health. If all the systems in your body is bad, that means almost you are near death. But some will be okay. Your blood pressure is okay, but your blood sugar is out of sync, or your cholesterol level is high. Now, when you know that, you cannot start the next, so what is the treatment plan and the treatment option? What we say to people here is that you must accept responsibility for your performance. That's what we say to people here. You cannot afford to blame. Oh, it was, no, you cannot afford to blame. Yes, we know the economy is tough, I know. But in that toughness of the economy, some people still did well. So what did they do differently? So once you accept responsibility, because you see, in setting goals also, you're setting goals for something that you have responsibility to change. As long as you think that somebody else is responsible for effecting that change, goal setting means nothing. Goal setting means that it's saying, I have control over my future. I'm the one that have created the result so far. I'm the one that can change that same result. So that's what goal setting is. So you take a look at this and you agree that, okay, there must be something I either did or failed to do that created this result. Only when you do that, then would you come to number 2. Number 2 now says decide on the area. So let me give a classic example. Let's take somebody who is doing well financially, but in health, he's not doing so well. So financially better than expected. Health, no, below average. Or his marriage is not working well, that's fine. Now, you can keep setting financial goals, but you might not be alive to enjoy that money at the end of the day. So although you need to set financial goals, the most important area right now this year should actually be for you to work on your health. That's where I'm coming to. Because once you understand the point number 1, then you cannot decide what you need to do in point number 2. So where should I focus on? Somebody else can say, oh, I need to get a master's. I need to go back to do my PhD. There's a reason for that. And it's you looking at, so where are you right now and where do you need to be and what are the challenges? So you cannot decide, okay, better than expected in In financial, keep at it. But a critical aspect of my goals is my health, or a critical aspect of my goals is my family. A critical aspect of my goal is the spiritual dimension, depending on what you understand. That's point number 2. You need to decide the area. What we advise is that if you're starting, don't set 10 goals at the same time. If you're starting, choose 3 areas that you want to focus on. Remember, the progress principle is easier. In fact, some people will say choose an area that is an area you want to work on for 3 months so that you can see traction, then you can move to the second area. So that way is a lot easier, because if you say to yourself, I need to write a book, for example, and that's the goal. And if in 3 months you've made progress, then you can go to the next part, because that progress says, I set this goal, I have made progress, then I can set a second goal. If you set goals in 10 different areas, it can become so overwhelming and you can forget it. But do what works best for you. I would say for a start, set in the 3 critical areas for a start. Are they all important? Yes. But in terms of criticality, some of them are more critical than the other. So look for the top 3 and say, hey, choose finances, career, maybe marriage. Choose the top 3 right now that you need to work on and set a goal for 2020. The third thing you want to do once you decide the area is that you need to decide in that area, what is my most widely important goal? People call it your WIG. What's your most important goal? Some people will say, what's your breakthrough goal in that particular area? So for example, somebody can say, for finances, I want to make $100,000 this year. I want to buy a car. I want to live in Lekki. I want to do, you understand? Whatever the goal is, there's so many you can list at, but what is the most important goal in that particular area? Make $100,000 or make $10,000. In your marriage, for example, what is the most important goal? In your health, for example, what is the most important goal in that particular area? So that goal becomes one thing that drives every other thing in that area. So if, for example, let's take the financial, you say you set a goal of $100,000 and you are able to hit that goal can help you change the quality of your life, change the school that your children go to, change where you live and all that, because that goal has ripple effect in the other dimensions. Same thing with your marriage, for example, improve communication with my wife, and you need to state it as we come to point number 4. Be specific, be measurable. How do I measure improved communication? How do I measure those? Be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant, and also time bound. So this is the SMART. Everybody knows SMART. And make a lot of money is not specific. What is make a lot of money? Be in a good state of health is not specific. What exactly does a good state of health look like? So the good state of health will look like your body weight, you understand, you want to go to the gym, exercise, every other thing, your blood pressure, so you can say, wow, this is what a good state of health would look like for that individual. First 4 points, so far so good. Are you with me? Hello, are you with me? I need to keep pausing, and are you with me? I need to be sure. Can somebody respond? Let me be sure. Thank you. Yes, Daniel has responded. So we've done 4 things. Thank you, John. You understand? First, you do an assessment before that assessment kicks you into, okay, decide the area. Now, what is the most important goal? So for each area, there has to be what is your most important goal in that particular area? So you call that goal your breakthrough goal in that particular area. And then in that goal, step 4 now says, take that goal and now break it down, make it clear. So I would like to end this before the end of the year. You can state it clearly, specific, measurable. I think everybody understands the concept of SMART, so I don't need to spend time on goal. Now, I want to come to point number 5. Now, point number 5 says whether you want to write it as SMART. So it's SMART, but SMART with a difference. And what I say in point number 5 here is reframe your goals as commitment. Remember the definition of goal? We ended by saying It must be something you are committed to attaining. Now, in point number 5, I say here that goal written as commitment and action point. I'll still come back to action point. Stand a better chance of succeeding. So let's take a classic example. Because I write books and I've written a lot of books. You can say to publish a book, which is specific. Publish a book. You can decide what the book is, maybe on health or whatever, by December 31st, 2024. So we can see that it's one book. We can see the date. Is it measurable? Is it specific? Yes. So we can replace publish a book with learn a skill. NXYZ, like the money, lose weight, improve communication with my partner, whatever it is. Now that you can state that. That's one way, and which is what a lot of people do. But I want you to see the second part, which is I will publish a book or learn a skill and this by December 31st, 2004. Can I ask you a singular question? The A and B, are they the same? And which one is a bit more powerful? Between A and B. What do you guys think? To publish a book by December 31st, 2004, or I will publish a book by December 31st, 2004. What do you guys think? A and B, which one is better? B, thank you. Thank you, B. B is powerful. What's the difference between A and B? When you say, what's technically the difference between A and B? Thank you. What's technically, let me ask somebody, what's technically the difference between A and B? Thank you. A and B. You see, somebody, thank you for all the comments. Thank you. Now, notice can somebody help me so that let's make this interactive. I know it's far late in the evening for those in the West African and the UK zone. Somebody says A is a wish. To pop A is a wish, you understand? So there's no energy in A. There's no commitment. There's no B. Somebody says B is decisive. I've made up my mind that this must happen. You understand? This must happen. Thank you. Another person says it's about personal responsibility. I have taken responsibility that this is like somebody saying, I will grow my deposit by this to this. The company must make this by this to this. You have taken responsibility that I'm not going to give an excuse. Come what may, whatever would happen, this goal must be accomplished. So it's one thing to write smart goals, which is fantastic. But I said, just that smart goal, just add one more thing. Make it as a personal commitment. This particular goal, I will end, I will. In that way, you're taking responsibility. You have made a pledge. It's like a personal pledge, an oath of an allegiance to yourself that this goal must be accomplished. Then once you've done number 5, the next step remember we're still under G. The next step, which is the last step under this for clarity and all that, is to come to the point where you find your motivations. It's your why. No, they talk about why. Start with why, your motivation and all that. Now, there are different ways to talk about motivation, but let me just put this in simply because of time. The one way is to complete the statement, achieving this goal is important. So, right, I will publish a book, for example. Why must I publish a book? Why? So when I was writing that goal on the book on strategy, there's so many books. I have so many books on strategy. Why do I have to write another book on strategy? Well, perhaps to tell people that I understand strategy, but that's still superficial. Why must I write a book on strategy? And by the time I got to the point, is to help busy executive understand and implement. And when I started writing it, that motivation kept me going. Was it easy? 3 months of my life last year, that was what I dedicated, doing almost nothing but researching the book. So what I'm saying here is that you need to find your motivation. And a big part of motivation has to be internal, not external. Yes, because if I earn 100,000, it will give me a bit of respect in society. Yes, but beyond that, maybe if I earn $100,000, it's a true reflection of who I am. That's what my capacity is. And also it will enable me to provide for my family the way I want to take care of them, the kind of schools I want them to go and all that. Until your motivations are internal. And those internal things has to do with one of two things, either your values or your identity. Your values or your identity. You understand? Until you tie those motivations to the things that are important to you. Why must I read 100 books this year? Because global excellence is part of my goal. That is part of my values, global excellence. An identity, I see myself as the very best in what I do. Now, once you tie that goal to a motivation that has to do with either your identity or your values, it's a lot easier for you to maintain the energy until the end. What happens to a lot of us is that we set goals, but those goals are not anchored on either who we are or the values that we cherish and hold dear. So why must I develop relationship to improve communication with my wife? Because I believe in this. Why must I end this? Because of once you can now begin to find your values and your identity and anchor that, those two things are the things that when the storm and the wave and the things come, your house, your goal is founded on the rock. But if you build it on external, because people will respect me. What if people do not respect you? What if people say all sorts about you? Would you stop you from pursuing the goal? So let me show you something about your identity. I wrote here that your why is the gas in your vehicle of success. It's so simple but powerful. Your why. So I give you a Lamborghini, I give you a Ferrari, I give you a Rolls Royce, but there's no gas inside it or there's no fuel inside it. The vehicle would not move, the engine would knock. And a lot of people are running with goals with little gas in their engine. And that's why the reason 10 days into the new year, they've already given up because there's no gas in their engine. And let me use this concept of gas. No matter how many I fill my tank, as I keep riding the vehicle, guess what will happen? The gas will begin to deplete. So even motivation is something that you need to constantly replenish. So you need to reconnect again to your why, reconnect to the reason why you started this journey. Why did you start writing this book in the first place? Why do you want to earn $100,000, for example? Why do you want to be in this good shape? Why did you start in the first place? When you lose your why, somebody says you will lose your way. And a lot of people have lost their way simply because they have lost their why. And the gas in their vehicle has been depleted and their engine has knocked. And when you see a man whose engine has knocked, the person says, I beg, I forget this goal. The person can no longer pursue the goal that the person has set for himself or herself. And let me show you one more quote before I go to the next part. One more quote says, and this is from Steve Jobs, that you need to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to right. That if you're not passionate enough from the start, you will never stick it out. Same thing. And that passion comes to either something that connects with your value for excellence, your value for integrity, your value for whatever result orientation, or your identity of this is who I am. And this is a true reflection. It's like the prodigal son coming to his senses. That look at me, this is not who I am. This is not where I'm supposed to be. Only when goals connect with your identity or your values would you have the energy, the gas in your tank to continue the journey. Am I communicating, guys? Good. Wow. Our time, this is 45 minutes. We have two options. I can either stop now, we'll continue next week. Oh, wow. Somebody says it's breaking. I suspect the network. Okay, so it's 9. It's nice. Sorry, sorry, I apologize. Network sometimes. Maybe it's from my end, maybe it's from your end, but apologies. But guys, are you people following me? So we've just done one part, and I'm looking at my time. I thought I would finish this before 10. So, okay, somebody says it's not breaking, but on Instagram and X, I hope you people are following me, or I hope you people are following me. So let me summarize the other part. Remember, I called this a masterclass. A masterclass is compressed. We've compressed like so. We've compressed so many things. So let me summarize the other part in 15 minutes because it's quite late. Instead of us saying let's come back next week, let's summarize this in 15 minutes. Now I need to watch the other part because 15 minutes is quite. Or guys, do you think we should continue next week? Let me know. Let me know. Let me just take a comment and see. Let's take a comment. Continue next week where we stopped, or just summarizing in 15 minutes. Let's do democracy. Are you people there? Okay, so let's come to the second part, and the second part is the part of S. Are you people there? Can you people hear me? Let me be sure that because I didn't get a response to the last thing. The network is good on. Thank you, Saint Kolawale. Let's so we should just give me like another 15 minutes of your time. Let me summarize this. So I want to compress S and M in 15 minutes. Now S, remember, G is about goals. And we've talked about the goals. Put the goals as commitment and get your motivation. So let's summarize in 15 minutes. Now, S now says, see, you need to create a system. That's S. So G is goals, S is system. And this says that people are wired to produce the result they are producing. Now, people are wired to produce. So is the concept of default setting. A phone has a default setting, and that default setting determines the performance of the phone because it is installed capacity already. So the capacity, the operating software, the apps that comes with it, that's your default setting. Now, if you want to change the performance of the phone, you need to do something with the default setting of the phone. Either capacity, you need to increase the storage, operating software, you need to upgrade it, or apps, you need to install new apps. Every time you want to change performance, improve performance, you need to do one of those three things: increase capacity, update the operating software, or download some new apps. And that's what this S talks about, that every time you want to do something different, every time you want to achieve a goal that you have never achieved before, you need to do one of those three things: increase your capacity, update your operating software, or download some apps into that. And this is the concept of systems. Now, I have so many books here. This is called High Performance. This is Atomic Habit. So those 4 books you have there: The Power of Habit and the 4 Disciplines of Execution. So the leading indicator concept comes from the 4 Disciplines of Execution. The system concept comes from Atomic Habit. The keystone habits comes from the Power of Habit, and trademark behaviors comes from the High Performance. They're saying the same thing, which is there are certain things that you need to do. I told you about capacity, operating software, and apps. I just use that so that you can understand that there's certain, to achieve those new goals, there are certain things that you must do in order for you to achieve them. Since I am a doctor also, I said, let me use the concept of system. Let me use the concept of system. What's the concept of system? The system, the human body is a state of health. And that state of health says that health is circulatory, reproductive, different system that in order for you to talk about health. So in success, you need to create a system. That system is simple, it's repeatable, but it's a process that you practice daily in order for you to ensure that you accomplish it. So let me give you an example here. This is point number 7. So let me explain point number 7 here, and I want to work an example. So let's look at this example, and perhaps we'll just bring this to a close because I have some 5 more points, but let's bring this to a close. Now, the first thing here is you need to define the main goal. We've talked about that. Let's say go deposit from X to Y. Now, the next step here is you need to define the key supporting activities. So in order for me to grow deposit, what must I do? Prospect, send proposal, present, negotiate, close. Those are the things that I need to do. Then what is the most important activity amongst all this to help me grow my deposit? And that person says is prospecting. Then in that prospecting, what is the minimum daily requirement for me to get to that goal, which is call 5 new pre-qualified customers every day. Now, this becomes something that I need to embed in a system that helps me ensure I get that goal. So every goal must go through this step. What's the main goal? What are the key activities? What's the most important activity? What's the minimum daily requirement for that activity? Let's say somebody wants to lose weight, for example, and comes to most important is exercise. What's the minimum daily? 15 minutes every day. That's the most important activity in terms of losing weight. Take the goal and walk through this step. So I take the goal, I define the activities, I find amongst this activity what is the most important activity, then I end with the minimum daily requirement is point number 7. Once I do point number 7 here, that I now have the minimum daily requirement, I have to go to, so I have examples, call home every day, jog 30 minutes, you understand. Number 8 now says you need to structure your day. Now, this minimum requirement has to be embedded into your day. So jog 15 minutes, for example, exercise 15 minutes every day. You need to find a time that must happen. So, and you need to make it consistent. So you can say exercise 6 a.m. to 6:15 or a.m. or exercise 8 to 8:30 p.m. Now that has to be embedded. You must not break it. So for that person now, you need to now find, so call 5 new clients. You need to take that and say, every day I need to block a portion of my calendar and ensure that this activity that I have identified as the most important activity must happen in my calendar every day. Structure your day. Great people do daily what ordinary people do occasionally. So in structuring your day, you need to ensure that it happens daily. Daily has to happen, because if it doesn't happen daily, you will not build this winning streak in order for you to turn it to a habit. So let's bring the last part is M, and what you do in M is simply to measure. So if G stands for goals, S stands for system, M stands for measurement, and measurement simply says, so you've said you're going to jog 15 minutes every day, and you've done 15 minutes for like 3 months, and you've not seen an appreciable increase. Then something is wrong. It's either that the 15 minutes is not enough, you need to increase it to 30 minutes, or you need to do something different. So you need to add with the jogging something else. So after you finish jogging, you eat a lot of sugar and the rest. So at the end of the day, you come back to square one. So measurement says you need to track your progress, which is monitor your progress. Then you need to have milestones for that. So in 90 days, this is where I will be. So let me bring this to, I want to end. Then number 10, which is what I've just said. So if I see that I'm not making the kind of progress that I want, I need to make adjustments. So in this part, we are talking about adjustments, adjusting your strategies, your goals, or either your effort or your strategy. So I need to increase it from 15 to 30 minutes, or I need to keep it at 15 minutes, but I need to add some other things, or I need to change the kind of exercises that I do. I need to change the kind of customers that I call, or when I call the customer, or what I say when I call the customers in order to close the deal. So those are the kind of things you do in this point number 10, and we bring this to a close by having accountability partners. Sometimes all you need to do is have somebody who you can trust and call and say, you need to check up on me. I want to call 5 clients every day for the next 30 days. I need you to just check up on me to make sure that I do that. An accountability partner, I need to go to the gym every week. I need you either follow me to the gym, let's go together, or call me to just ensure that I do that. Now, what we do sometimes as executive coaches is that we are people's accountability partner, but sometimes you can have somebody in the organization that helps you, motivates you, encourages you to do that. I think I need to bring this to a close. We've covered a lot. So because this is a master class, usually in a master class, like I said, we compress everything because we don't do master classes every week. Master classes are done once in 3 months or once a month. But I hope at this point I need to stop. So if you are here, I want to thank you. We thank you for coming. Did you learn anything this evening? So I would like to jump. I would like to jump. I'll continue with this next week. So we'll not break it down and say, okay, let's take one step after, not goal setting, but different aspect of succeeding in 2024. We also have a program that we call Peak Performance Strategies for individuals and organizations. So if you want to help your people this year achieve breakthrough results, then this Peak Performance Strategies 2-day course, we can be run as 2 days or 1 day, is something that, hey, feel free to reach us and inquire about the course. It's called Peak Performance, and for helping people accomplish breakthrough results in 2024. My name is Dr. Maxwell Oba. I hope you learned something this evening. I said this was going to end maximum 1 hour. It's 4 minutes an hour. I hope you learned something this evening. Hello, can you people hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay, thank you. I've gotten to say thank you. Thank you for the feedback from Facebook. Thank you. I just want thank you. Thank you. So thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming. Good to see you. So the presentation next week. Thank you. Somebody wrote it, gold systems and measurement.